Did you ever wonder which foods might trigger a gout attack? Well, it's not just the diet but a complete lifestyle that works to keep your uric acid levels in control. Welcome to nutrition.com. Please subscribe for educational videos about health and nutrition. Let's start with what is gout. Gout is a type of arthritis that's caused by an excess of uric acid in the body. This condition, often characterized by sudden, severe attacks of pain, swelling, redness, and tenderness, typically strikes the joint at the base of the big toe. So, where does this uric acid come from? It's a byproduct of the breakdown of purines, substances naturally present in our bodies and in certain foods. Usually, uric acid dissolves in our blood, passes through the kidneys, and exits the body via urine. However, sometimes the body produces too much uric acid or the kidneys excrete too little. When this happens, uric acid can build up, forming sharp, needle-like urate crystals in a joint or surrounding tissue that cause pain, inflammation, and swelling, the hallmarks of a gout attack. Now that we know what gout is, let's delve into the foods that can trigger a gout attack. For starters, foods high in purines are the main culprits for triggering gout. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly are purines? Well, they are naturally occurring substances found in both our bodies and in some foods. They're not inherently bad, but problems arise when our bodies break them down into something called uric acid. When we eat foods high in purines, our bodies work hard to process them, creating uric acid as a byproduct. Normally, this uric acid is excreted through our kidneys and leaves the body in our urine. However, if our bodies produce too much uric acid or our kidneys can't excrete it efficiently, it can build up in our bloodstream. This excess uric acid can then form crystals in our joints, causing the painful inflammation known as gout. Now, let's talk about the foods that are high in purines. Organ meats, for instance, are a major source. This includes items like liver, kidneys, and sweetbreads. These may be traditional delicacies in some cultures, but for those prone to gout, they're best avoided. Certain types of seafood are also high in purines. This includes shellfish like shrimp, lobster, and mussels, as well as oily fish like sardines, mackerel, and anchovies. If you're a seafood lover, this might be hard to hear, but cutting down on these foods can greatly reduce your risk of a gout attack. And let's not forget about alcohol. Beer, in particular, is high in purines. Not only does it contribute to uric acid production, but it also makes it harder for your kidneys to get rid of uric acid. So, while the occasional drink might not hurt, regular or heavy drinking can certainly raise your gout risk. Avoiding these high purine foods can greatly reduce the risk of a gout attack. Remember, it's all about balance and moderation. By being aware of what you're consuming, you can take control of your health and keep those painful gout flare-ups at bay. Moving on, sugary foods and drinks are another category to watch out for. Let's delve into the sweet but potentially harmful world of sugar, especially fructose. It's a form of sugar that can play a sneaky role in raising uric acid levels. So how does sugar fit into this? Well, research has shown that fructose, more than any other form of sugar, increases uric acid production. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire. And unfortunately, fructose is a common ingredient in many of the foods and drinks we consume regularly. Take sodas, for example. They're often packed with high fructose corn syrup, a sweetener that's high in, you guessed it, fructose. And it's not just sodas. Many other sweetened drinks, like fruit juices and energy drinks, can also be high in fructose. Then there are candies, pastries, and other sweet treats. These are often loaded with sugar, including fructose. And while it's okay to enjoy these in moderation, having them too often can contribute to higher uric acid levels. Even certain fruits, which are generally healthy, can be high in fructose. Apples, pears, and grapes, for instance, contain significant amounts of this sugar. That doesn't mean you should avoid these fruits altogether, but it's a good idea to be mindful of your intake. By understanding and acknowledging the role of sugar, especially fructose, in increasing uric acid levels, we can make better dietary choices. It's not about completely eliminating these foods and drinks from your life, but rather about finding a balance and understanding portion control. By cutting down on these sugary foods and drinks, you can help control your gout. Next on the list are refined carbohydrates. An unassuming part of our diet, these seemingly harmless ingredients could be secret saboteurs when it comes to managing gout. Refined carbohydrates, often found in foods like white bread, pastries, and pasta, are stripped of their natural fiber and nutrients. This process not only leaves them nutritionally deficient, but it also makes them a quick source of energy, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. Imagine your body as a city, and uric acid as the traffic. A well-regulated city can handle a certain amount of traffic. But, when the traffic increases beyond the city's capacity, it leads to congestion. Similarly, when uric acid builds up in the body, it forms sharp, needle-like crystals in the joints, causing the painful flare-ups associated with gout. So, what's the solution? Opt for whole grains. Whole grain bread, brown rice, and whole grain pasta are excellent alternatives. They are rich in fiber, which aids digestion and helps maintain a healthy weight. Moreover, they have a lower glycemic index, meaning they release energy slowly, preventing those rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin that can lead to gout. Opting for whole grains instead of these refined carbs can make a big difference in managing gout. Lastly, high-fat foods can also contribute to gout. Now, you might be wondering, how does that work? Well, it's all about how these foods can lead to obesity, which is a significant risk factor for developing gout. Imagine a typical fast food meal: a greasy burger, a pile of crispy fries, maybe a milkshake to wash it all down. Delicious, sure, but these are high in fats and calories. Over time, regular consumption can cause weight gain. Now, why is obesity a problem? Well, it's simple. Extra weight puts additional pressure on your joints, which can exacerbate gout symptoms. But it's not just fast food that's the culprit. Consider fried foods, which are often cooked in unhealthy oils. These can be anything from fried chicken to potato chips. Even certain types of seafood, like shellfish or fatty fish, can be problematic if they're deep fried or cooked in lots of butter. And let's not forget about high-fat dairy products. While dairy itself isn't bad, full-fat versions like whole milk, cream, and rich cheeses can contribute to weight gain and thus increase the risk of gout. Now, this doesn't mean you have to cut out these foods entirely. Moderation is key. And there are always healthier alternatives to consider. For instance, opt for grilling or baking instead of frying. Choose lean meats over fatty cuts. Swap full-fat dairy for low-fat versions. And consider making your own meals at home, where you have full control over the ingredients and cooking methods. Remember, it's not just about avoiding high-fat foods, but also about maintaining a balanced diet. Incorporating fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins can go a long way in keeping your weight in check and your gout symptoms at bay. Foods to eat in gout. Some alternatives to non-friendly gout food have been mentioned in the video already. Now we will be talking about some specific food items that you should add in your diet during gout attacks. Hydration. Drink up, because water is a gout warrior's secret weapon. Staying hydrated not only keeps your body functioning at its best, but it also aids in flushing out uric acid, the main culprit behind those painful gout attacks. When your body is well hydrated, it can more effectively process and eliminate uric acid, reducing the risk of it crystallizing in your joints. Cherries. Some might say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but when it comes to gout, it's all about cherries. Cherries, especially tart ones, are loaded with anthocyanins, potent antioxidants that have anti-inflammatory properties. They help to reduce uric acid levels, thereby easing gout symptoms. Vitamin C sources, but cherries aren't the only heroes here. Other sources of vitamin C also play a crucial role. Citrus fruits, bell peppers, strawberries, and kiwis are all packed with this essential vitamin. Limiting high purine vegetables. Some vegetables like asparagus, mushrooms, cauliflower contain high levels of protein. Many gout patients avoid them due to their high purine content. But studies have not found any evidence that high purine vegetables cause a rise in blood levels of uric acid. So they can be eaten in moderation. Same is true for legumes, beans and peas. So, to sum up, we've taken a deep dive into the connection between what we consume and the onset of gout. Our journey began with foods high in purines, including certain meats and seafood, which can increase uric acid levels in the body, a major trigger for gout. We then explored how sugary foods and drinks, particularly those sweetened with high fructose corn syrup, can contribute to higher uric acid levels. Similarly, we discussed how refined carbohydrates, despite seeming innocent, can sneakily lead to gout flare-ups. Lastly, we looked at high-fat foods. While fat itself doesn't directly cause gout, a diet high in fats can lead to obesity, which is a risk factor for this condition. The road to managing gout is paved with mindful eating. A balanced diet, low in purines and refined sugars, and moderate in fats, can be a powerful tool in your gout management toolkit. Remember, making these dietary changes can help you manage your gout and lead a healthier life. Take care, and see you in the next video.